Have you ever wondered how a man could rise to the pinnacle of power, only to tumble down within a few months? This is the tale of Vitellius, a Roman emperor whose reign was as brief as it was tumultuous. In the annals of history, few figures spark as much intrigue as Aulus Vitellius. Born into a line of distinguished public servants, Vitellius was not an unfamiliar face in the corridors of power. His father had been a consul of Rome, and his mother hailed from a noble family. Yet it was not his lineage, but the chaotic political landscape of Rome that would catapult him to the position of emperor. The period we're delving into is known as the Year of the Four Emperors, a time of tremors and turmoil in the Roman Empire. In the span of a single year, 4 different men would claim the throne, and Vitellius was one of them. The empire was in disarray, its leadership in constant flux, and the political climate was ripe for anyone with ambition and a hint of luck. And luck, it seemed, was on Vitellius's side. His journey to the imperial throne began in Germany, where he was appointed as the governor by the previous emperor, Galba. But when Galba was assassinated, Vitellius found himself in the unexpected position of potential successor. With the support of his troops and a dash of political maneuvering, Vitellius laid claim to the throne, becoming the 3rd emperor in that fateful year. But the story of Vitellius is not a tale of triumph. It's a narrative of how power can be fleeting, how the tides of fortune can turn as quickly as they come. For as swiftly as Vitellius ascended to power, his reign was threatened by the same chaos that had put him on the throne. The rise of Vitellius to the imperial throne was as unexpected as it was swift, setting the stage for a reign that would be remembered for its brevity. In a time of turmoil, the unlikely Vitellius found himself in a position of supreme power. Aulus Vitellius, a man of noble birth but of relatively insignificant political standing, was governor of Lower Germany when the echoes of Nero's death reached his ears. The year was 69, the year of the 4 emperors, a time of chaos and civil war in Rome. Following Nero's death, the empire was thrown into disarray. Power was up for grabs, and the most ambitious men of Rome were quick to reach for the reins. Galba, Otho, and Vitellius, these were the men who would jostle for control of the vast Roman Empire. But how did Vitellius, this governor of a far-off province, find himself in the running? The answer lies in the loyalty of his troops. The soldiers under Vitellius's command were fiercely loyal to their leader. When they heard of the power vacuum in Rome, they saw an opportunity not for themselves, but for the man they respected and admired. Vitellius was proclaimed emperor by his troops, a testament to his charisma and leadership. The ascension of Vitellius was not a meticulous, calculated climb to power. It was a sudden, unexpected elevation, a product of chance and circumstance rather than a result of ambition or plotting. He was not a man who hungered for power, but when power was thrust upon him, he accepted it. He was a product of his time, a man swept up in the turbulent tides of history. But with this newfound power came responsibility. The laurels of an emperor were not just a symbol of authority, but also a burden. Vitellius was now tasked with leading an empire in a state of civil war, a daunting task for even the most seasoned of leaders. And so, Vitellius found himself wearing the laurels of an emperor, a position that brought with it immense power and the weight of a vast empire. Vitellius's reign, however brief, was marked by its own unique set of challenges and events. The Roman emperor, Aulus Vitellius, ascended to the throne in the turbulent year of the 4 emperors, and his rule, though fleeting, was filled with dramatic episodes. His initial attempts to consolidate power were a balancing act. Vitellius, not a man of military prowess or political acumen, relied heavily on the support of his loyal legions and the influential figures he'd managed to charm. He tried to secure his position through a mix of diplomacy and force, but with limited success. His lack of true leadership skills was evident, and his reliance on others for his rule did not go unnoticed. Then there was Vitellius, the man of indulgence. His reign was characterized by an extravagant lifestyle that was nothing short of legendary. Lavish banquets, extravagant games, and a seemingly insatiable appetite for all things luxurious marked his time on the throne. This was a stark contrast to the austerity and discipline that the Roman populace was accustomed to in their leaders. However, the Roman people were not merely spectators to Vitellius's excesses. The emperor's indulgent lifestyle, funded by heavy taxation, caused growing discontent among the populace. The Roman people, already burdened by the instability of the year of the four emperors, found their patience wearing thin. The heavy taxes, coupled with the emperor's clear disregard for the welfare of the people, led to an increasing sense of unrest and dissatisfaction. The tensions within the empire were further exacerbated by Vitellius's inability to effectively manage the crises that arose during his reign. The emperor's lack of decisive action and clear leadership only served to deepen the sense of discontent among the Roman populace. Vitellius's reign, marked by excess and discontent, was a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. From his attempts to consolidate power to his indulgent lifestyle and the growing discontent among the Roman populace, Vitellius's short reign was a period of tension and uncertainty, a precursory storm before the inevitable fall. As quickly as Vitellius had risen, his fall was equally swift and brutal. The echoes of his short-lived reign were soon drowned out by the clamour of rebellion. The seeds of dissent had been sown from the moment he took the throne, and they were watered by his excesses and the discontent of his subjects. A new contender emerged in the east, Vespasian, a military man of humble origins but great ambition. He was the commander of the legions in Judea and Egypt, and he commanded the loyalty of his soldiers. When Vespasian declared himself emperor, the legions under his command rallied to his cause, setting the stage for a clash of titans. The final battle in the heart of Rome was fierce and bloody. The once mighty city was reduced to a battlefield, its streets echoing with the cries of the dying and the clash of steel. Vitellius, once a figure of authority and power, now found himself on the losing side. His army, once a formidable force, crumbled under the onslaught of Vespasian's legions. And Vitellius, the man who had ascended to the pinnacle of power so quickly, was captured. His capture marked the end of his reign. Vitellius, the emperor of Rome, was paraded through the streets in chains, subjected to the jeers and insults of the crowd. His end was as brutal as his fall, executed in the Forum, the heart of the city he had once ruled. His body was unceremoniously thrown into the Tiber, a grim reminder of the fickleness of power and the price of ambition. And so ended the reign of Vitellius, a reign that began and ended in uncertainty and chaos. His name became a footnote in the annals of Roman history, a cautionary tale of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the volatility of power. But his story serves as a stark reminder of the tumultuous year of the four emperors, a year that changed the course of Roman history forever. Though his reign was brief, Vitellius left a mark on Roman history. As we delve into the legacy of Aulus Vitellius, it's clear that his impact was felt far beyond his short rule. His reign, though tumultuous and marked by excess, did bring about certain changes in the Roman Empire. Vitellius was known for his generosity, particularly towards the military. He showered his soldiers with gifts and bonuses, a move that won him their loyalty, albeit temporarily. This showcased a novel approach to leadership where generosity was used as a political tool. Yet Vitellius's rule was also characterized by indulgence and extravagance. This was reflected in the public feasts he threw, where he would often gorge himself. His hedonistic lifestyle became a symbol of corruption, a stark contrast to the stoic virtues traditionally associated with Roman leadership. His downfall, swift and brutal as it was, served as a powerful lesson for future rulers. Vitellius's reliance on popularity, rather than strategic rule and diplomacy, proved to be his undoing. His rule, marked by indulgence and lack of restraint, ultimately led to his fall from grace. His legacy is perhaps most evident in the lessons his reign provides. Vitellius's story is a potent reminder that leadership requires more than popularity and generosity. It calls for wisdom, restraint, and strategic decision-making. Moreover, his fall from power underscores the transient nature of power. It serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of excess and the importance of responsible leadership. Vitellius's story is an enduring testament to the ancient adage, "Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely." The legacy of Vitellius is a complex one, marked by both positive changes and negative excesses. It's a legacy that continues to resonate in today's world, reminding us of the timeless lessons of leadership, power, and responsibility. Vitellius's tale serves as a reminder that power, if not wielded wisely, can be as fleeting as a shooting star.